I want some NFL music. I've got 5 things I've learned about the 49ers this year.
No wonder nobody wants to sponsor.
What are you talking about? One of the hottest show in the bag.
Alexia. No wonder Music Quiz left us after like 4 weeks. Oh,
pipe down. We're good. We're good. Tell Draper to send me that Mercedes dealership.
No, you just bought a new truck. I need a Mercedes. I'm getting kind of tired of the Dodge Charger.
Right now, I got an email.
Oh, boy.
It's getting built. Shout out to Ceremony Ford. The best place to go get yourself a vehicle. They've got all the Fords on lot if you want to test drive one. I'm telling you, Ceremony Ford, buy in San Francisco. Go over there. It's in Como, but it's right there on the border.
Celebrated their 40th year anniversary
the best.
not too long ago. Shout out to Mama Kay, who sets it all up there at Ceremony Ford.
You know, most people say, like, I run things at my house. Not me. I admit it. We bought a truck. My wife got to pick out the very specific trim and all the different stuff that she wanted for us, and it's getting built right now, and I can't wait to get it. It's going to be awesome. But here are 5 things. 5 things that I learned about the San Francisco 49ers this year.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Oh, my gosh.
Brock Purdy's really, really, really good. And whatever you saw last year is not an aberration. Bonte, he backed it up with the best 16-game quarterback season that I've seen from a 49er quarterback in 25, 30 years.
Yeah, it's just Steve Young.
A first Pro Bowl for a 49er quarterback, a legit Pro Bowl since 2002. Most passing yards. He's about to broke the touchdown mark in the last 20 years. Every single way you measure it up and quantify excellence at the position, whether it's breaking down the film or looking at the EPA, expected yards, average, whatever the hell that thing is, per play. David Lombardi, call us and let us know what that is. This guy's really good.
Hold on. David Lombardi hasn't replied to Lubman.
Why?
I'm going to call out David Lombardi.
What happened?
We have him on the show on time. We had to cancel him and move him, and he hasn't replied to Lubman since. Come on, Lombardi. Don't be that guy.
Stuff happens, dog.
Yeah.
Like Brock Purdy in the pocket. Sometimes you got to have a quick 5-yard split dash run or whatever the hell that thing was.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You know, like he was comparing Lamar Jackson to Brock Purdy.
Oh, the 10-yard split.
10-yard split.
The 10-yard split.
Sometimes there's a free rusher in your face and you got to make a guy miss.
Well, I guess there was some plagiarism part of that process there.
Oh, I didn't even know. I guess I missed that.
Took that from Reddit. And, the Twitter goons got him.
Okay. Didn't you realize this year Brock Purdy's really, really good?
Yeah. I mean, We're
late to the party, but we're here.
No, you're late to the party.
Sometimes showing up late's okay. I might do an Irish goodbye in the playoffs.
I'm not in that trade. Don't throw me in that trade.
All right. Give me number 4.
Number 4.
This is the 4th thing that I learned about the 49ers this year.
Okay.
They still need a defensive end opposite McCaffrey. No, you think I'm joking?
So you don't want to pay Chase Young now?
Well,
I told you to wait on that.
I'm lukewarm. But I don't think he's going to cost a lot. But here at the same time, Randy Gregory, obviously the drafted Drake Jackson has been on a milk carton. Is he even on the team?
No, he's on IR.
What's going on?
I don't even know I forgot all about Drake Jackson.
The Moses Moody treatment, the DMP.
The guy got a sack against Pittsburgh and he hasn't been seen since.
Not 1 sack, not 2 sacks, 3 sacks against Pittsburgh.
Hasn't been seen since.
So, Chase Young, and I may be unfair, but it smells just like Clowney.
I know.
It smells just like Clowney. And Big Dog City and I, Big Dog City and I have been to some great games. Fiesta Bowl, when I'm watching them against Clips, and I'm like, boy, Chase Young didn't have an impact in this game. And then when I watch him at times, I'm like, sure, you see the flashes, but this is why I would pay Ayuk over Chase Young all day long, 7 days a week, twice on Sunday. We do need an opposite edge rusher.
But here's what I would say. I'm holding out the hope that he can have a game in the playoffs.
No doubt.
Because that's how you salvage things.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
But this year...
It's been underwhelming, huh?
Agreed. And this year, I think, to squeeze the bang on the buck for Nick Bosa, you got to find a D-end opposite him. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Did Chase Young make the Pro Bowl?
I was just about to chime in. He's now a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Chase Young?
How the hell? That's why the Pro Bowl, it's a popularity contest.
And Dre Greenlaw didn't?
And by the way, Antoine Winfield is probably the biggest snub, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's probably going to go all-pro and not get a Pro Bowl. I think Ronnie Harrison did that way back when, too.
Dude, come on, man.
The fan voting's out of control.
Come on, guys.
Give me number 3. These are things...
Number 3.
5 things I learned about the 49ers this year.
By the way, Dylan out there on the Comcast Business text line said, you guys don't have a text shirt a year?
Ooh, good call.
Well, add that to the category.
Well, how are we supposed to do that? We don't have names for these texters. So we identify them by their area.
Hey,
code.
you 650-491. No, I'm just running.
Dylan always texts. There's another gutter trash And the PDX always texts.
It's a hell of a name.
Zucci Man always texts.
No, Zucci Man's the man.
Yeah,
I
so
like Zucci
Zucci Man,
He pulled
Dylan.
up in a fresh A's jersey
Yeah.
throwback.
Nah, yeah.
At, when we were at
Buonvino.
Buonvino,
Yep.
yeah. I like Zucci Man.
Zucci Man, he's a real one.
Yeah.
Dylan and Gutter Trash at PDX.
All right, I like that. All right, number 3. On 5 things I learned about the 49ers this year. Christian McCaffrey isn't just one of the best players this year in the NFL. I think he's the second best player to ever put on a 49er uniform in terms of overall talent.
Offensively and defensively?
To me,
Wow.
he's as good as any player the Niners have ever had in terms of what he brings league-wide. Comparing him, he has no hole in his game. It's Jerry Rice and him. And I'm not diminishing Ronnie Lott. I'm not diminishing Joe Montana. If we were just having a talent draft of the all-time players,
Patrick Willis?
I'm telling you, I'm taking CMC.
Ooh. Bryant Young?
Great players. Charles Haley? I mean, there's just some greats. That's how highly I think of CMC.
Wow. I'm not.
Chew on that.
Yeah, no, I'm
He
not.
had 2,000 all-purpose yards this year
It's your opinion, and CMC is
in
awesome.
basically 15 games.
Yeah, no, I mean, the guy's incredible.
And they got away from running the ball in my opinion.
Against Baltimore?
I mean, come on.
He's an all-timer.
He's an all-time
He's an
talent.
all-timer, no doubt.
All right?
He is.
Okay. These are 5 things I learned about the 49ers this year. Bonte, you can get in here at any point you want. Give me number 2.
Number 2.
We talked a lot about Kyle Shanahan. His relationship with the quarterback. His game management. His ability to evolve as a coach. I think Kyle Shanahan this year shut up so many naysayers about evolving. And here's where I'm going with this. I actually think the way that him and Brock Purdy have handled some of the success, some of the failures, some of the injuries, situational, game planning at the end of halves and then leading off into the second half,
Double ups.
late game situations, short yardage situations. Has he been perfect? No. But I've seen evolution from Kyle Shanahan, and I think he's grown more in the last calendar year than I ever thought.
Shanahan should be the coach of the year. I think he should be the coach of the year. Probably won't go to him. Probably go to Dan Campbell or DeMeco Ryans or even John Harbaugh in Baltimore.
Stefanski's the way leader in the clubhouse right now.
Yeah, he's
Stefanski,
leading with
what?
Flacco.
Stefanski's been really good.
Yeah.
It's been good. But you could
Kyle's
say he's not even.
amazing.
But you know what? You could say Stefanski's not even the best coach on his team. Jim Schwartz may be the best coach on that roster. What he's done with that defense?
Yeah.
That defense is nasty. But
Have you seen an evolution from Kyle Shanahan?
absolutely. I noticed it in the first drive of the season against Pittsburgh.
How so?
4th and 3. He didn't even think about punting. He didn't think about sending out Jake Moody. Run the play. Let's go. Purdy hits Kittle for a first down. You go up 7-0. I saw it at the end in the Rams game, first half. No timeouts. How many times did we see him run the ball at first, run the clock? Nah, they went for it. They got aggressive, and they scored on the last play of the first half.
Yeah.
No time on the clock left. Quarterback sneak, boom, tie the game up. You go on to win week 2. There's been a lot of growth with Kyle Shanahan. I haven't had a lot of beef. Even the Baltimore game, I know a lot of people say they should have run the ball more, sure. But I don't think that game was on him. I got no issues with Shanahan. I've grown to love Shanahan a lot more than I have. But when you say shut up a lot of people, they're quiet right now.
It's the playoffs.
It's the playoffs. Just like when Purdy threw those 4 picks.
Yes.
A lot of people came out the woodwork and was ripping Brock Purdy.
But that's what's going to happen in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
I'm with you.
He's got to win the Super Bowl.
Well, and that's where I go back to Shanahan, and I want to ask you this follow-up question on Shanahan. Bill Walsh is number 1. Almost feels like he can't get knocked off that perch. 3 Super Bowls in 10 years, essentially. Is number 2 for you in your lifetime? Is it Harbaugh? Is it Mooch? Is it Shanahan? Is it Seifert?
It's George Seifert.
Okay, then who's 3?
In my lifetime, Walsh 1, Seifert 2, Harbaugh 3, Mooch 4.
You taking Harbaugh over Shanahan?
Right now. Barely.
I think I'm leaning Shanahan.
But you know what?
But
But you know what? No, I'm going to Harbaugh 3, Shanahan's 4, Mooch is 5. And it's really just top 4. And with the Super Bowl win, not only does Shanahan leapfrog Harbaugh, you could make an argument that he leapfrogs George Seifert for the number 2 spot with a Super Bowl win.
I'd be willing to listen to that. I mean,
Because Seifert won that first championship, and look, he gets credit for that.
I mean, he went to the 92, 93, 94 consecutive NFC championship.
And he's got rings
Yes.
due to being the defensive coordinator for so long.
Yeah.
But He went to Super Bowl. You could make the argument that Shanahan
what I'm
in
saying.
our lifetime is the second best coach in Niners history.
It's crazy to say.
Yeah, it is crazy to say, but it's there.
And
Shanahan has flipped the system. Him and John Lynch have done a great job. Think about where they were when they took this job
I'm saying.
to where we are now. We are contenders year in and year out because of the coach, because of the personnel they've had,
Yes.
and some of the draft picks. And they whiffed on a lot of picks. The whiff on the number 3 overall pick, give up all those draft picks, not even bat an eye because it got Brock Purdy, the last pick of the draft. You get credit for that. Shanahan has been awesome.
Absolutely. All right, the number one thing I learned this year, and this
Number 1.
might sound a little foolish, but I sincerely believe this. Deep in my soul, and you and I have had a taste of this. You went on the road, I think, once or twice this year as a fan.
For the Niners?
Yeah.
I went to L.A.
In Seattle?
No, I didn't go to Seattle this year.
Okay, I thought we must have.
No,
Anyway,
no.
point being, the number one thing I learned this year about the San Francisco 49ers,
Fans.
the 49er fans are a top 5 fan base in all of North American sports.
Yep.
They travel as well as Yankee fans, as well as Laker or Celtic fans. They travel like every iconic, classic, blue blood organization in North American sports.
Wow, quick. I'm put you on the spot then.
Yeah.
Top 5 fan bases, North America right now.
In terms of traveling. And fan support.
Yep.
I got to go in no order. Yankees, Lakers, Cowboys.
I like that.
Niners are in there. And I'm going to go Red Sox.
Ooh.
Over the Cardinals.
Over the Cubs?
Over the Packers.
Over the Cubs?
Over the Cubs.
Over the Steelers?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Bears?
I think Niner fans travel better
They
than
do.
the Steelers.
The Niner fans will
There
travel.
might have been a point in time where those other, like the Cardinal fans travel really well. I'm talking about
Right.
St. Louis Cardinals
Right.
travel very well, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's what I think they're a top 5.
No, you know what?
I think they're a top 5 fan base in sports.
Baldy
in
said
North
it.
American.
Baldy said it with this earlier. And by the way, Baldy didn't join us today. Scheduled conflict. He'll be back on Tuesday at 7:30. But Baldy told us earlier this season, he goes, it feels like Niner fans want to be known as a team that travels, as a fan base that travels more than your fan base. Like, we take pride in that.
Yes.
And going down to Dallas a couple years ago, that was my first ever Niner road game. And Big Dog's always said this. Big Dog City, he's been going to Raider games all over the. He goes, "Speed, you got to travel. It's not like going to a road game, supporting your team." And I finally did it that Dallas wild card game. And I was like, oh, this is different.
Yes.
And there was nothing but Niner fans there. Then we went down to SoFi for the
It's the
NFC
most
title game.
incredible thing of all time.
It was like a bowl game.
Yes.
It was 50-50, right? Maybe 55-45 Niner fans.
Exactly.
And then, we go up to Seattle last year for Thursday Night Football. We go to Chicago for the first week of the season, and there's nothing but red there. Niner fans do travel. And they will be deep in Vegas if they get there to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
They will be deep. Our fans, you got to... That's pride right there, man. That does. When you see that crowd in Washington, D.C., and you hear them. You hear them. Washington's it's 3rd down and 5. And you hear the crowd, oh.
Incredible.
It's like, what is going on there?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the Niner fans making a lot of noise.
I know. So, I mean, I'm sure at some point in time, Packers would be in there. Steelers, who you referenced, would be in there. I mean, I think we sleep on the Viking. Viking fans are deep. That's
deep.
That's a traveling fan
No
base
doubt.
we really sleep on.
No, we sleep on the Broncos, too. Bronco fans travel.
I would agree with you. But
Yep.
football tends to be a little different,
Yeah, it
right?
does.
It does tend to be. That's why I put the Red Sox in there.
Yep.
But your point on the Cubs, well taken. I think they're definitely in the mix. Dodger fans are everywhere, too.
Yeah, they are.
They're
They
everywhere
are.
too. But I don't know if I necessarily see them the same way I see Niner fans legitimately take over stadiums.
Right.